All right, I think that I am live. Kate, I know you're on here right now. Will you just send me a Slack message to let me know that we are live and you can hear me and that everything's good? Thank you for the hearts. I have like a million things going on right now. I am on a webinar. I'm on Facebook Live. I am on Periscope. So let's see. Did you go? I started the Hangout. So I hope that you can all see and hear me. Let me just check by going to the webinar page. You might hear some weird feedback for a second. So I apologize, but let's just see if this is working right now. Because that would suck if I was just talking to myself. Okay, it's loading. Again, apologize if you're getting static or feedback here. Okay, if you press play, what happens? Okay, it's loading. Yay, it's working. Okay, press play. It will start working. Okay, yay! All right, I am live. Hooray! This is amazing. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit interesting because in the chat, I can't see what you're saying because we have a weird plugin going on. We're doing a lot of techie stuff at the moment. So let me just see if I can go live without annoying the sound. Let's see. All right. Awesome. All right, we're getting good to go signs. Perfect. I'm so excited that you guys are all here. So this is part 5 of the masterclass, and this is the 0 to First Client masterclass. I am just so freaking pumped to have you ladies here. All right, we're saying it's working for me now. It's working for me now. Yay, had to reopen and hit the link. I'm on and I can hear you. Okay, awesome, amazing. Hi, if you're here, everybody say hello. Kate, just so you know, I'm Xing out of the Slack for right now. If I have to come, or actually I'll just mute the notifications for 4 hours. Okay, so we are about to dive in. And like I said, this is part 5 of the 0 to First Client masterclass. And I have some serious awesomeness in store for you today. So I just want to take some time to just really thank you. Hi, everybody. Thank you for saying hi. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate all the love. If you are on Facebook Live or Periscope right now, I would so love for you to share this because this is going to be some juicy content. And we have a very special guest joining us. So please share away for anyone who's a newbie coach, who's really looking to get to those 5K months and create a serious impact and income in the world. All right. So again, thank you so much for being here to join live. Sorry if my eyes aren't on you. I'm looking all over the place right now. But I just want to introduce myself for those of you who might not know who I am. So I am Lexi D'Angelo, and I like to dub myself the soulful strategist and success alchemist. And so what this really means is that I just have such a deep passion for helping coaches launch their own businesses that feel really aligned with their core truths and desires. And if you know me, you know that I do not believe in cookie cutter methods. And I believe that when you're so tapped into your own unique magic, that's when you can really shine, and that's when you can really stand out from all the noise inside of the industry. And so I really like to see myself as a catalyst for helping people step into their own power and to create both a huge impact and income in the world. So like I said, I'm so pumped. That was not good. I just got so excited and I knocked over my water everywhere, but we're good. Oh my God, that's what happens when you get really excited. That's hilarious. All right, we're good. It didn't get on anything. Woo! Sparks are flying already. I guess I need to be careful with my hands. It's the Italian in me. Anyway, I'm so pumped that you guys are here. It's been so much fun hanging out with you over the past 2 weeks inside of parts 1 through 4 in the masterclass. And I'm just so excited to end this series with a bang, like the bang that you just heard. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. Thank God it didn't fizzle any of my computer or anything. Woo! All right, so here's the thing. tonight we are going to be going through a ton of material. So in order to get the most out of this training, it's really important that you are super present and that you're here with us and you are Xing out of any distractions that might be on your screen, on your phone, or anything like that. So turn off the phone, X out of the browser windows, remove any distractions, and I really encourage you to take out a pen and paper so you can jot down notes and write down any questions that you have, because at the end, I will be answering all of your burning questions, and we'll even have some time for laser coaching. It's gonna be action-packed. So it's also really important that you set an intention for this webinar. So you guys know me, I say it again and again, but I really, really hate giving information and not having implementation to go along with it. And I really think that it's silly to take action if there's not an intention behind it. So I really want you to set an intention for this webinar. So why exactly did you sign up for this today? Why are you joining? What are you hoping to leave this class knowing or feeling or becoming? So set your intention right now for whatever it is, for whatever reason it is that you're here. And I really want to make sure that your intention is met. And if it's not for whatever reason, be sure to ask a question that's going to benefit yourself and your success at the end of this. So does that sound good to you all? Let me check the comments again and see what's going on. Let's see. Just want to make sure everybody's here. Awesome. Okay. Thanks for all the stuff to be thinking about. Awesome. Well, no crying over spilled water. Yes, definitely. True. Awesome. Okay. Perfect. So I am going to keep going here. And I think my chat is like a little bit laggy. So just understand that there might be some lag time in between if you are hollering at me at the moment. All right. So let's get back to the juiciness. So let me just give you an overview, because I like to know what I'm getting myself into when I'm hopping on these things. And I'm sure you're the same way. So I'm going to very briefly go into my story about how I went from being a newbie coach to making 5K months and way beyond that. Then we're going to dive into the business training together. And afterwards, I'm going to open it up for some live laser coaching, and I'm going to answer any burning questions that you have about any of this. I also want to talk to you a little bit about the Biz Spark, which is my new 3-month group program that I'm so excited about. And the early bird is ending today, so tonight at 11:59 p.m. So we'll be talking about that briefly. And then I want you to stay tuned towards the end, because, drum roll, my very own mentor, Gina DeVee, is joining us. And I am so freaking excited because she is an absolute genius in the coaching industry. And I just couldn't be more honored to have her joining us today. And she has her own surprise for you ladies. So hang tight. And of course, I'm saving some of the best information for last. And one of the things I'm going to be revealing is the #1 key difference that makes 100% of the difference in terms of launching a successful business. And I know it sounds like a crazy stat, but it's a fact. It's completely true. So stay tuned. I promise to give you some awesome content every step of the way. So right now, if you're on Periscope, if you're on Facebook Live, if you're on the webinar, I would love to hear what your intention is. So hopefully you took a second to write down your intention, and I would just love to get a feel for what it is that you are intending to get out of this experience tonight. So feel free to type it in the chat box. I'm going to keep going, but I just want to know, because I'm curious. I want to know what you guys want. All right. So here we go. Who the heck am I and what is my story? So in all honesty, I say this all the time. It does not have to take years to achieve the success you desire. Success does not happen overnight. It absolutely does not, but it doesn't have to be like years and years and years of hard work. It really and truly doesn't, because just a little bit over a year ago, in January of 2015, I was still chained to the desk at my 9 to 5, and I was making a whopping $1,600 a month. Thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate it. And that was if I was lucky. So I really, truly dreaded going to work each and every morning. And all I wanted to do was to create my own freedom-based business where I was calling the shots and I was able to be doing something that I love, something that lit me up, and something that I knew was going to help people. And it's really crazy to think that just in March of 2015, so literally a year ago, I had yet to even get my first business coaching client. So think about that for a second. I'm about to tell you how much everything has changed, but if you know my story and you know where I'm at right now, a lot has changed. Everything has changed. So fast forward to today, and I know it sounds so freaking cliche, but I really am living my dream right now. I get to work from home and enjoy what I like to call like my pleasure breaks during the day that range anywhere from taking walks along the ocean to getting massages to diving into the latest young adult novel that I'm reading, because I am like an absolute young adult fantasy fiction freak and I love that stuff. But again, like this was only a dream a little over a year ago. I get to chat with go-getter women every single day and help them launch their own businesses. So I'm having that ripple effect inside of the world. I get to travel to gorgeous places all over the globe. And I just traveled to Miami and Cabo and New Orleans. And next month I'm off to Boulder, Colorado and the Amalfi Coast. So it's just so incredible what is now available to me. And on top of all of that, I've created a multi-six-figure business where I am impacting so many thousands of women on the reg. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, wow, it's amazing. Like I was just talking to myself, because that's what you do when you sit at home and you're not with anybody else but your little dazzle unicorn. I was just like, wow. Last time this year, I wouldn't even be able to imagine hosting this webinar with over 1,100 women who have signed up, with my mentor, Gina DeVee. Like, it's just so mind-blowing. So much has changed for me. And we are unicorn crazy here. Yeah, we are. I have so many unicorns everywhere. Crazy unicorn lady. But it's just really cool because I've really experienced a ton of success in a short amount of time. And there are some really crucial steps that have helped me to get here. And the point is, though, if I can do it and my clients can do it, you can do it. There is nothing special about me that allowed me to condense my timeline. Like, really and truly, I used to think like, oh yeah, sure, like she can do it, but not me. But there was nothing special about these women who were going out there and creating their dream life, other than the fact that they were actually going for it. And there were differences. There were 5 differences that I noticed, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So again, don't get me wrong, it's not all rainbows and butterflies, it's not all smooth sailing, and success does not happen overnight. It really doesn't. But the point is, success, whatever that means for you, is 1,000% meant for you. And like I said, I'll be talking a little bit more about my latest program, the Biz Spark, in a little bit, because this program is designed to help you achieve success in a really short period of time. And since you've been following along with the Zero to First Client Masterclass, you've seen from the case studies that women like yourself have also gone on to experience success really, really, really quickly. So it's truly available to anyone. So are you ready to dive in to part 5 of the Zero to First Client Masterclass? Ready? All right, here we go. And like I said, just a reminder, knowledge without implementation is just lame. So while you're gonna get a lot of awesome nuggets inside of this training, I'm also going to be giving you action steps along the way for you to implement. So make sure that you're writing them down. I'll be like, wait, here are your action steps. So be sure to write them down, and then don't just write the actions down, go and implement them inside of your business. This is important. This is crucial. Thank you. You're welcome. You're so welcome. All right, I'm gonna check the chat box really quickly to see what people are saying. Okay, hold on. My intention is to learn to posture myself as a coach to help lead/guide people to learning to be their best selves. Cool. What a great feeling. Go, Lexi. Thanks, Nicole. I appreciate that. I'm trying to decide if the Biz Spark is for me. Cool. Awesome, Nicole. So you will probably, by the end of this, if you don't already know, you'll figure it out. Some people will be like, hell yeah, this is for me. And some of you will be like, nah, I'm good. And that's okay, because this is for a very specific individual. But we'll be talking about that later. Let's get into the juicy content, all right? Okay, so the first difference is that 5K coaches solve problems for one type of person, and newbies try to please everybody. You've heard this before, but it is worth repeating. When you try to help everybody, you are helping nobody, because you are spreading yourself so thin, and you're trying to speak to him and to her and to all these people, and your message is being so diluted. You are just like, there's nothing special about you. There's nothing that stands out. There's no real area of expertise, because you're just all over the place. When you speak to one person, they're like, oh my God, you are talking to me and I need to work with you. So it's really important that you are focusing on the one problem that you are trying to solve, the one problem that your clients need more than anything from you. Very true. Yes. So what is that one problem for your people? What is it that you like have people coming to you over and over again being like, oh my God, if only this, or I wish I could do blank. So it's really important to think about where they are now, where they're looking to move forwards, and what their ultimate goal is. And then it's also important to see what obstacles might be standing in their way. So let's take 0 to first paying client, this masterclass, for example. So I originally identified where my peeps were when they were starting out. They were at 0. They had 0 clients and they were just launching their businesses. And their ultimate goal was to find a paying client. So you can't just leap from point A to point Z. There's stepping stones that you need to take along the path. Now, since I had a ton of experience working with one-on-one clients, I became really aware of certain patterns that seemed to come up over and over and over again. And of course, while every individual client's journey was completely unique, the obstacles that they were facing and the strategies that they needed to implement were always pretty consistent. So in order to go from 0 clients to the first paying client, there were 5 clear action steps that had to take place. And so by breaking the larger goal, their first paying client, into 5 smaller goals, I was able to create the 5-step sorcery system. And this is what you saw inside of the masterclass. So for those of you who are joining on Periscope and Facebook Live, you're not going to be able to see my screen right now. So if you really want to get the true webinar experience, you can go to lexidangelo.com/webinar, because I'm about to share my screen with the people on the webinar. So let me just pull this up so you can see what I'm talking about here. It looks like I hid myself from the webinar screen. Okay, here we are. So let's see if I can share my screen. Screen share. All right, entire screen. I'm just gonna, sorry guys, give me 1 second. Let me pull this down, pull this up. Okay, share. Okay, you should be seeing right now my 5-step sorcery system. So the 5-step sorcery system was to, 1, get down and dirty with the problems that you want to solve. So really figuring out, like we just said, the problem that needs to be solved for your client. And the hint is they might not be what you think they are. So make sure you're doing your research. 2 is to practice your spells and record the proof of results. So in order to gain experience, you need to practice and you need to ask yourself, Ready? What would Hermione do? Someone's saying I don't see it. Yeah, you don't see it because you're on Facebook Live right now. So the screen is being shown on my webinar. If you go to lexidiangelo.com/webinar, you can find it there. If someone wants to type that in, that would be awesome. So what would Hermione do? Because Hermione is really smart. She's always practicing her spells. So make sure you're practicing and recording the proven results. Step 3 is to find the covens where your fellow magic makers are hanging out. So you don't want to just be a lurker. You want to toss around value like glitter confetti. So then number 4 is to show off your best tricks and wave your wand to solve the problems. And you really want to make sure that you're being approachable and welcoming questions from those who are seeking your help. Then number 5 is to sort through the list of apprentices and initiate the ideal ones into your school of witchcraft and wizardry. So those were the 5 steps to go from 0 to first paying client. All right. So I'm going to X out of this. All right. Hopefully you can see my face again. So while the 5-step sorcery system is the core of what you need to implement to get your first paying clients, when you're looking to become a coach who makes consistent 5K months and has a thriving and growing business, there are some other factors to consider. So you can kind of look at it as the 5-step sorcery system is the overarching picture. And now I'm going to share with you an 11-step system for success that is more in depth. There are more details here. So I'm just going to use examples from things that I've created because I find that to be the most helpful so you can understand what I'm talking about. Again, if you're on Periscope or Facebook Live, go to lexidiangelo.com/webinar so you can see the screen. Okay, so for example, the main goal inside of my new program, the Biz Spark, is to help newbie coaches launch their thriving 5K per month businesses. And so in order to create a program that's not just jam-packed with information, but that's actually going to take them step by step through a proven process, I had to create the necessary in-between stepping stones. So since this is more than just a 5-day masterclass or training, this 3-month program is going to go way more in depth with each of these 11 steps I've laid out. So for example, the 5-step sorcery system is just a sub-step of one of the 11 steps in the Biz Spark. So while it's one of the most crucial steps throughout the process, it's a smaller part of the bigger picture, or I guess you could say there's a couple ways to look at it. But basically, there's more to just that, is what I'm saying. So you're going to want to, again, go to lexidiangelo.com/webinar so you can see what I'm about to share with you right now. All right, people on the webinar, I'm about to share my screen again. Let's see, here we go, share screen. All right. So hopefully you can see what we have going on here. And these are the 11 steps, the 11-step success path. So as you can see, there's 2 different ends. There's the newbie coach, that's the start, and there's the 5K coach. That is the end. That is the goal of the program. But I can't just be like, oh, hey, newbie coach, I'm going to make you into a 5K coach. Come join my program. I need to think about all the steps in between that people are going to need in order to get to the end. So the first step, or I should say all the steps that I've created inside of this are based off of what I've seen happen with my own one-on-one clients and people inside of my group coaching programs, and from surveying my people and seeing what they most need help with. So there is a sequential order that this goes in, and there is a very thoughtful sequence that's happening here. So I'm not just like throwing spaghetti at the wall and random information at people. Like, this is thoughtful. So step 1 is to set yourself up for success. And as you can see, if you're looking at the screen, there's boxes under each one of these because there are going to be sub-steps for each one. So for example, to set yourself up for success, you're going to need to know how to use your time wisely. So there's going to be a lot of information on time management and how to really make sure that you are working smarter, not harder. There's going to be stuff about how to schedule your time, about how to focus on money-making activities only, about how to really get clear on what your desires are and how to attract them. Then there's calibrate your compass, which is really just getting so clear on what your definition of success is and pointing it towards your true north. And this is made up of your vision, your mission, and your why. And there are way more sub-steps inside of this because each module has like 12 different lessons inside of it. There's a lot of information in here, but it's not just information. It's information that you will then implement and take action on and use for your business. So then the next step is money mindset. People have money stories, and it's so important that you get down to the bottom of it and you help them rewrite their money story so it serves them in a way more powerful way. And if you say you don't have a money story, then you probably have a big money story, because I was like, I'm all good, I don't have a money story. This girl definitely had a money story. So it's really important that you uncover it and choose powerfully what you want your money story to be moving forward. Step 4 is your unique magic. So uncovering what it is that you are so passionate about, that you were born to create inside of this lifetime, and really getting clear on what's your unique point of differentiation so you can stand out in the marketplace. And so people are like, yep, I need to work with her. Then step 5 is ideal client research. So you cannot do this business unless you are so freaking clear on who your ideal client is and you know exactly what their pain points are, what their desires are, what obstacles are standing in their way, and what the solution is that they're really looking for. So there's a lot of research that we're going to be doing, and this all leading up to this point, like everything we're doing from step 1 through 5 is the foundation inside of your business. You need to have these things in place. It is the glue that holds everything together. It is something that I do not see enough people spending time on. It's something that I didn't spend enough time on in the beginning. So take it from me and spend this time getting really clear on all these foundational pieces, because once you do, it's game over. Like, you have got a solid business, because the next step, step 6, is programs and pricing. From doing steps 1 through 5, you are going to be so clear on what it is that your program is and how to launch your legacy. And you're going to know exactly how to price your programs and how to get it out there. Step 7 is getting social. So this is really about how to use social media to the max. Like, my top tricks, top tactics for getting seen, becoming visible. Then we have marketing magic, which is really, again, like diving into how to market yourself and position yourself in the marketplace and really stand out through really understanding how to just create copy that is going to wow your clients. It's going to speak directly to their hearts and their souls. And you are going to also learn inside of this how to create your own freebies, how to create your own incredible trainings that are going to get your clients to sign up for your programs. Then sales sorcery. If you cannot sell, you are not going to make a difference. It's not that you're not going to make money. You're not going to make money if you can't sell, but you're not going to be able to make a difference if you cannot sell people your program, because selling at the end of the day is serving when you do it in the right way. And this is what I'm going to teach you. I used to hate sales. I hated sales so much. It was painful. I wanted to throw up. I'd get all sweaty and clammy on the calls. Like, I didn't want to do it. Now I love sales because I'm not selling, I'm serving. And I'm making sure that the people who need my help are going to get my help. Step 10 is systems, structures, and scaling. So you need to learn what systems and structures you can have in place in order to scale your business and really make it even bigger and better. And then the art of coaching, If you're a coach, you should know how to coach. There are so many programs out there that do not teach you how to coach, and people get on the phone and they have no freaking clue what to say. So I have complete scripts and everything outlined, like questions to ask, how to go deep with your clients, because that's really, really important. You can be a consultant, but there's also the art of coaching. So even if you are a consultant and you're not a coach, learning the art of coaching can be really, really, really helpful. And then guess what? Once all these things are packaged together, that makes for a 5K coach. All right. Now I am going to, hold on, I'm going to put my face back here. All right. So I hope that that was clear. If you have any questions on it, I'm more than happy to answer. Let's see. Hold on. That's weird. Hold on. I think our guest might be trying to join. Give me 1 second. Let's see what's going on here. I think we're good. I think she's okay. All right. I'm going to keep going. All right. So ready for your action steps? Here are your action steps. I want you to first get clear on where your ideal client is starting out. What is their A point? Okay? So if you are a health coach, is your client's A point is that they're 50 pounds overweight, or are they in shape right now and they're just looking to find a place like where they can have a better eating habits or better workout schedule? Like, where is their starting point and where are they looking to move towards? Does that person need to lose 50 pounds? Or is that person, again, just trying to implement a healthier lifestyle? Like, what is the end goal? If you're a wedding planner, you know, where is the bride starting out? Probably she has no freaking idea like about anything. She doesn't know her venue yet. She doesn't know who her vendors are going to be. She doesn't know the guest list. So you're going to help her plan a wedding. That's the end goal. So you just need to think about where these people are and where they're ending up. And you don't have to always take them from point A to point Z. If you are a wedding photographer, you're not going to help the person do their entire wedding planning. No, you're going to take them from point A, which is like maybe they're just starting out. They want to capture their love. And point Z is like photographing the wedding. So you want to make sure that they have like the most incredible experience and that they have like these images to look back on and remember that like this was the best day of their life. So you're going to see what steps along the way to take in order to make sure that their experience is spectacular. All right. Then you're going to step 2, understand what success inside of your program will look like for them. So that's the end goal, what the end goal is that they want to reach. Step 3, break down the sequential intermediary steps in between that we're going to guide them to their ultimate goal. So those were like the 11 steps that I was just talking about. Then you want to get even more detailed by breaking down these steps into sub-steps. So like I was talking about, like finding your unique magic, there were certain sub-steps. When you're setting yourself up for success, there are certain sub-steps. So thinking about those sub-steps. Okay. Let me just see how everybody is doing. Is everybody good here? Someone's saying that you can't hear my sound. Can you hear my sound? I think maybe you just need to refresh. I think that we are probably good to keep going. All right. Let me just take a sip of water. Luckily, I have 2 glasses of water and one I didn't spill. All right. The second step is that 5K coaches, what are some examples of sub-steps? So I was just giving the examples of them. If you go to lexidangelo.com/webinar, you'll see the diagram, sub-steps for coaching. So for instance, I was saying to go from newbie to 5K coach, there were 11 steps. Set yourself up for success, calibrate your compass, money mindset, unique magic, ideal client research, programs and pricing, get social, marketing magic, sales sorcery, system structures and scaling, and the art of coaching. So then if we go back to step 1, which is set up for success, the sub-steps might be time management, creating a mindset or morning ritual. And yeah, no problem. And then 3, how to schedule your time or work smarter, not harder. Then you can do that for each of them. All right. Cool. All right. So step 2, or the second difference between 5K coaches and newbies. 5K coaches create services around what their markets are looking for. Newbies create packages and convince people to buy them. So when I first started out as a newbie coach, I randomly created services that I thought people would want to buy. And I honestly had no basis around what I was creating, other than the fact that I found it useful and I saw other coaches in the industry creating similar programs. So when it came time to release my programs into the world, I was really confused why not as many people as I thought were buying. But the truth was, I just wasn't being intelligent about the way I was creating my services, because I wasn't creating something that I knew my peeps were looking for. Yes, there will be a recording for it. If you're on my email list, you will receive it. And if you're not, if you go to lexidiangelo.co/0-client, you'll be able to get the replay. And if you're in my Facebook group, I'll post the replay there. All right. So, as they say, assuming makes an ass out of you and me. So never assume or take haphazard guesses when it comes to crafting your programs and packages, because everything really changed for my business when I actually asked my ideal clients what they wanted from me. And some of the best ways I found to do this are to create surveys, to post in Facebook groups, and to get on the phone and speak with people. So I'm going to show you right now a few examples of surveys that I created to help me with the launch of the BizSpark. So again, if you're on Periscope or Facebook Live, you're going to want to go to lexidiangelo.com/webinar, because I'm about to share my screen that's going to show you all these surveys. If you're not, it's okay. You can just listen in, but I think visuals can be powerful. So let me do that right now. Hold on. All right. 1 second, guys. I have like 100 different screens in front of me right now. All right, I'm going to click here. All right. I'm going to share my screen. Thank you for being patient with me. I appreciate it. All right. So hopefully you can see my screen right now. I'm going to click view. All right. So this was the first survey that I created. We're going to click start. So I just asked for things like their name and their email. That might seem basic and simple, but so many people do not ask for people's names and emails inside of their surveys, so they can't follow up with them. You definitely should ask for their names and their emails so you can follow up with them. So the first question I asked was, what stage are you at in your business right now? So people could say, I'm a complete newbie, I'm an emerging coach, I'm an existing coach, you know, I've been a coach for 12 plus months, etc. What does your current income look like? Haven't made a single cent in my business. I've gotten a couple random sales here and there, but that's it. 2,500 to 4,500 a month. I hit my first 5K month. Blah, 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 blah. There were a bunch of different options. You can see them on the screen. Then I said, how much money do you desire to make from your coaching business in 2016? Have you invested in a coach yet? Yes, a one-on-one coach, an e-course, a group program, no. If you've invested in coaching, how much money have you invested? If you haven't invested in a coach yet, what's stopping you? In the next year, how much are you looking to invest in coaching? What type of coaching programs and packages are you most interested in? And I said, like, a 4-week course, a 6-month group program, a 12-month group program, an in-person intensive, one-on-one coaching, a live event. I gave a lot of different options. What are the top 3 things that are currently outside of your comfort zone in terms of your business that you're looking to bring into your zone of genius? What topics are absolute must for the next program you invest in? What's something that is completely missing from the marketplace right now that you would be a total yes if someone incorporated this aspect into their program? Are you interested in learning more about the woo-woo and spiritual stuff that to help you create an even more magical business? If you are, what specifically do you want to learn more about? Why do you feel it's so important to incorporate this inside of your life and your business? Anything else you want me to know about your biz, about you, about your pet unicorn? I'm just being funny. So this survey was really, really helpful for me to understand exactly who my people were. I had a good understanding prior, but this gave me even more insight. So I realized that my people were really just starting out inside of their business. They weren't making any money inside of their coaching business. They wanted to get to at least 5K months and beyond. And they were looking for some type of group program. So I knew that. And then when I asked them what were the top 3 things that are outside of their comfort zone, the biggest pieces were that they had no idea who their people were or how to get their first paying client. The second one was about sales and just being super uncomfortable on calls and how to talk about their programs and their services. And the third one was just that they had no idea how to whip up content and they didn't really know how to make themselves visible on social media and provide value like a mofo. So from that, I understood like by far the biggest concern was people not being able to get their first paying client. So I knew that if I created a valuable training around getting their first paying client, this would be something that was really helpful. But I didn't just assume that. I wanted to make sure. So what I did was I put something out to my Facebook group saying like, hey, who here has yet to find their first paying client? Would you find it useful if I designed a completely free training that told you step-by-step how you could go about getting your first paying clients? People were like, yes, 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 yes. And I was like, okay, ding, 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 ding. That's clearly something that people want help with. So what I did from there, I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to quickly show the other survey that I created. So this survey was to help me get even more clear on how I was going to go about creating this free training series. So I asked questions like, hold on, it's loading. I just wanted to know their name, their email, asked them to tell me a little bit about themselves. And then I said, when it comes to getting your first paying clients, I want to know, where do your frustrations lie? What have you already tried that didn't work for you? What personal objections or fears do you have around attracting your first clients? Do you find yourself talking yourself out of your own success? Catch yourself saying, I'm not an expert, who's going to listen to me? Have fears about people asking you for your credentials and you drawing a blank? If so, why do you think that is? Because I heard a lot of people were saying that. What are your biggest fears if you can continue on this path of being unable to sign your first paying clients? I want to know it all, even your deepest nightmares. And of course, I want to hear the good stuff too. What is your final goal or fantasy for your life? If you could have it your way, what would it look like? Where are you now in terms of reaching that ideal life in biz? I want to know all the deets. Also, is there anything else that you're looking for as a result of getting your first paying clients? What will getting your first paying clients do for you? What will it change? Is there anything else you think would be useful for me to know when going about creating this value-packed training for you? So again, this was so helpful to get all of this information from my ideal clients, because then I knew exactly what free training to create for them. And this survey process started in January, February, and this training didn't come out until the end of April. So there was a lot of thought that went behind this. But my point is that I didn't just whip this out of thin air, not my freebie and not my group program. So then I took it a step further and I decided to get people on the phone. So I got on the phone with a ton of women, and this is something that I don't just recommend doing when you're first starting out either. It's something that I continue to do in order to connect with my people and to make sure that I'm giving them a ton of value and helping them achieve whatever it is that they desire. So when I'm on the phone with these ladies, I go even deeper into their answers and really feel into how I can use my unique magic to create a program that is going to be of the best service to them. So all of the content for Zero to First Client was taken from these surveys, and most of the content for the Biz Spark was taken from these surveys and also from past experiences that I've had with my clients. And these surveys were also really helpful because I was able to use these people's language on the sales page, inside of all my email sequences, and so people were able to relate to it. So ready? Here are your action steps. I want you to create a survey to get clear on exactly what it is that your ideal clients are looking for in a program, in a freebie, in a training that you're creating, whatever it is. I want you to create a survey and do the research. Then I want you to get on the phone with at least 5 of these people to ask further questions. Remember, it's really important that you're getting curious and that you're using their language. So number 3 is to use their words inside of your copy. Ask them if it's okay if you record the call. Write down what they're saying and infuse it into your copy. All right. Step 3, or difference number 3, is that 5K coaches say no to clients and newbie clients always say yes. Always say yes to clients. So this is something that I totally understand, and I had a lot of trouble with when I first started out, because everybody to like me, I wanted everybody to like work with me. I just was saying yes, 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 of course, like, oh my goodness. But that's not the way to go about things. That is not the way to really be in your zone of genius, to be working with ideal clients. So it's really important that you create an ideal checklist of some sort. And this is something that I encourage my clients to do all the time. So sometimes you just know what is going to be your ideal checklist. Like, you know, I'm someone who has a really positive attitude, who's never, I want someone who is going to take responsibility for their success. And other times you just don't really know what you're looking for. And so it's from experience, by getting on the phone with people and seeing what you love this, and I know that I need this when I'm working with clients, or that really turns me off, and I know I cannot be available to work with someone like that. You're not available for it, helps you get even clarity around hire. So just like calling in anything in this life, it's important that you get really clear about what you're looking to attract, and not only that you're clear around it, but that you're also showing the universe that you're only available for that. So when someone comes to you and they're not meeting your ideal client checklist, and there are red flags, that you say no, because your universe, I'm showing you what I'm available for and what I'm not. And so then the universe is going to provide you with clients who are ideal and who are going to be yeses. Another great thing to do is to create an application process to weed out the not so ideal people. So when my one-on-one coaching practice was open, I had an application process that was very in-depth, that made it very clear that I was only going to take people who were very serious. And it was basically saying, like, are you aware about how much this program is? Like, are you ready to invest this amount of money? Why do you want to work with Lexi? There are so many other coaches out there. What is it about her and her program that you know is going to be an absolute game changer for you? You're looking for inside of this program, like, are you this kind of person? Are you that kind of person? Like, what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? So I was just getting really clear. So before I was even getting on the phone with them to talk about potentially working together, I had an idea of whether or not I should get on the phone with them. Something that can be helpful is to also have referrals if need be. And also don't be afraid to say no if you don't think that, even if they do seem like an ideal client, but you don't think you're the best coach for them, then that's okay to turn people away. I remember maybe, it was probably a little bit less than a year ago, there was someone who was a great, great woman, and she really wanted to coach with me. She was ready to say yes and sign up, but she wasn't a coach. And I wasn't really familiar with her industry. And I just had this gut feeling like I could help her, but I know that this is not where my area of expertise is. I know that she would be better served by working one. And so I said to her, look, you're awesome, but I'm not the right coach for you. I think you would be better off with a coach who da-da-da-da-da-da. I actually have a couple of recommendations for you if you're open. And she loved that. She was a little bit disappointed because she was like, oh, shoot, like I really want to work with you. But she really respected the fact that I knew what my zone of genius was, and I was committed to only coaching people inside of that. So it's not a bad thing to say no. Another thing that I think is really helpful, hold on, I'm gonna need another sip of water, is that on your sales pages for your programs, you clearly state who your program is for. I did this on the BizSpark sales page because I only want people signing up for this who are going to be the perfect fit. And I don't want someone's money just for the sake of getting money. Like, that's not what interests me. Like, I want to know that I'm making a huge difference in these people's lives and that these are people who are committed to their success. So I have this thing that says, warning, before enrolling, there are a few conditions you must meet. And I say, 1, your focus must be placed on helping other people succeed. I really believe that a thriving coaching business works by helping others succeed. You need to help your clients get what they want, and in return, they're going to help you achieve your goals. So instead of being like, oh my God, like I want to go and make like 50K and that's it, I usually will be like, how can I be of best service? How can I give so much value to people that they're like, I gotta work with you? And when you're coming from that place of value and really truly desiring to help other people succeed, then you're gonna meet your financial goals. And again, it's not just about helping your clients either. The BizSpark is a community of women who desire to lift each other up. So you must be committed to your success and be down to support the other women inside of this program on their path to success as well. My other requirement is you must check the, oh, I already know this stuff mindset at the door. I understand. I move really quickly, and I think that I'm a smarty pants sometimes too. But if I've learned anything from the programs that I've enrolled in, it's that I must be able to put my ego to the side and understand that my coach is trying to guide me in the most powerful way possible. So it's a must that you trust in the proven system and follow through with directions. Even if you think that you've learned about some of the strategies taught in the past, you need to be able to apply the strategies the way that it's prescribed. Because if you don't, it's not going to work. So I don't want you to waste your time or your money. You must maintain a positive mindset and bring a really high vibe attitude to the program. The BizSpark community is a place for people to give and receive support and celebrate their wins. And I know there's going to be bumps along the way, and it's totally cool to share your journey with each other. However, no down-putters or whiners are allowed. So if that's you, if you tend to whine about everything, like I don't want you there. You must be willing to give yourself permission to succeed. A lot of people unconsciously sabotage their own success, and the BizSpark system is going to help you identify these hidden self-sabotaging behaviors, but you also must be ready to make these changes and give yourself the permission to succeed. You must be ready to take action. The system that I've created is not focused, like I've told you before, I'm pumping you full of information, but rather getting you to take the right action for results. And to get results that you've never gotten before, you're gonna have to take actions that you've never taken before. So you have to be really ready and committed to do that. And then you must take responsibility for your success. I truly believe that you have everything you need to succeed right here, right now. And my promise is to provide you with all the resources and all the knowledge necessary to help you succeed even more quickly than you can even imagine. And that being said, I always say this, I'm not gonna wave some magic wand and poof, everything's gonna be perfect and amazing. You must be the type of woman who takes responsibility for her success and does not make excuses. So I say all of that on my sales page, and then I say, if you meet all of the requirements above, then here's what you need to do now. You need to enroll your fine booty into this program. So that's just an example of how I'm using this inside of my own business. So your action steps. One is to get clear on your ideal client checklist. Know exactly who it is that you want your ideal client to be, and make sure that when you're on the phone with them, you're looking at this checklist and being like, yes, 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 yes. Two, understand what your red flags are. And when you see those red flags, be able to, three, say no when it doesn't feel right. Does that sound good? Are you guys all up for that challenge? I hope so. I'm just gonna check the chat box quickly to see what's going on. Okay. A downpour just started in my backyard. May lose connection. Hold on. Okay. Is it too general for my clients point A to B? Why is what I have not good enough? Okay, hold on. I love the questions and I'm gonna take them at the end. So someone said, how many people replied to your survey? I was afraid of creating surveys with more than 9 questions. I had like 100 people reply to my survey. So I will answer the other questions afterwards because I need to get through some of this material. And we are going to have Gina joining us very shortly. So I'm really excited for that. All right. Now we're on to number 4. So number 4, the fourth reason why 5K coaches love, the number 5 reason why that separates 5K coaches from newbies is that 5K coaches love sales conversations. They love them. And newbies avoid them like the plague. So if you're a newbie coach, how many of you are hating sales right now? And out of curiosity, how many of you dig sales? I know that like I said before, I hated them. I hated them so much. And I think that it can be a really sensitive topic for people because I often hear my ideal clients saying things like, you know, I really, really, really want to be a full-time coach, but I seriously hate selling. And I just don't want to be seen as someone who has a second agenda, or, you know, I haven't gotten my first client yet. How do I even know that I'm qualified if I haven't had any past experience with working with people? And how do I convey that on a sales call? Or, I really want to be charging these premium prices, but when I get on the sales call and talk about them, I feel a bit like a fraud because I'm not really an expert coach yet. So if you're having similar thoughts to these, you're not alone at all. Like I said, I used to ask myself these questions when I first started coaching, and I hear them over and over and over again with my own clients today. And, like it or not, but I believe every successful coach is going to have to sift through these feelings at the beginning of their career and then get over them. Because here's what you need to understand. All of these problems and all of these fears around sales, they were all in my head. And these are all in your head too. And I understand that knowing that or having that awareness doesn't make things much easier, but like you, I hated the idea of having to sell my services to every qualified person I met. And it's really like funny and also sad, but hold on. I think Gina's about to join us. Let's see if we can get her on. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Hold on. Hold on, guys. She's trying to join the Hangout. Hi. Is she on? Are we on? I can't see anything right now. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second here. I don't see her. Does anyone else see Gina inside of this right now? I'm here. She says she's here. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can do this. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to figure this out. I don't know why she's not able to join. Let's try again. Invite. Okay. It should have invited you to join. Sorry, everybody. Gina is here, and we are trying to get her inside of the Hangout right now. All right, I'm just going to keep going until we figure out how to make this work.
I'm here, Lexi. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. Yay!
Can you see me?
Hold on. Yes, I can see you. Perfect. I'm going to flip around the screen. I have like a million different broadcasting things going here.
Super cool. You look fabulous, girl.
Ah, thanks. So do you. We are so excited to have you here. I was just diving into my point because this webinar, like I told you, is all about the 5 differences between 5K coaches and newbies. And the 4th difference that we were just talking about is how newbies absolutely hate sales. They want to like throw up when they think about it. And 5K and beyond coaches actually love sales because it's their opportunity to be of service and actually help their ideal clients. So,
and buy Jimmy Choo's.
And what?
And buy Jimmy Choo's.
And buy Jimmy Choo's, exactly. So we were just diving into that, but I'm so excited to have you here. Everyone is so pumped that you are joining. So I don't know, where do you want to start? Do you want to tell them what your surprise is?
Sure. Well, let's talk a little bit about sales because hi everyone. It's so exciting to be here. You are with one of like the hottest new superstar coaches with Lexi. She is incredible and like such a rock star in her business. I'm so honored to know her and to be able to work with her. For those of you who are new to me, my name is Gina DeVee and I'm with Divine Living. And I used to be a very scared wannabe entrepreneur who would literally have rather given away my services for free than charge because that's how much of a knot in my stomach I got. I remember when my dining room table was my desk and I would meet someone and they would totally need help with their life and I was totally capable of helping them with the kind of coaching that I did. And we'd be sitting there talking, the phone conversations would be amazing. And then it would be like, oh, like, I got to tell them about my program or they would even ask about it. And then I would be like, oh, I got to talk about the money. And it was just such just really a nerve-wracking experience for me. And it was nerve-wracking from so many places because one, it put up a block between me and this person that I really wanted to help. And then it also put up a block between me making money doing what I loved, and which meant that I couldn't really live a big life, which created a vicious circle because it was like, if I can't like satisfy my own life, how can I help anyone else with their life? So it was just this very nerve-wracking dynamic. And until I really learned what sales was and that sales wasn't about being pushy and that sales doesn't have to be icky and it's not about convincing or forcing someone to do something that's not good for them, that's called being pushy and being salesy. But what an authentic sales conversation really is, what I've come to discover it to be, is a true double blessing. And think about any purchasing experience that you've had that was awesome. Whether you signed up to work with a coach like Lexi as your mentor, or whether you bought a delicious meal at dinner, or you bought a plane ticket that was so exciting because you're going to go visit a new destination and you're like, yes. And that's the experience that I know entrepreneurs like Lexi and like myself are just really committed to having, because if it doesn't feel good to one person, it's not going to feel good to another person. And there's 7 billion people on the planet, so you don't have to force or push anyone into buying your stuff when you are confident and comfortable with having a money conversation. So I know that's a little bit of a journey, and it was certainly within myself. But I just want you to imagine for a moment, imagine feeling totally confident comfortable, at peace, and completely non-attached to whether or not someone purchases your program. Because when you get into that space and that feeling, that's when you actually have attraction power. That's when people are saying, where do I put my credit card? When can I sign up? I'm so excited to make this purchase. We've all heard the saying that people hate to be sold to, but they love to buy. And I think as women, we want the best for ourselves, and we want to purchase things like coaching programs. And, I just signed up to work with my own coach, and it made a significant investment, and it felt amazing. And I know my coach is really excited to work with me. So that's where that double blessing comes in. And that's what we want for each of you. So I think the biggest thing that I can say about sales, like everything in entrepreneurship, everything is learnable. So if you want to learn how to have a confident relationship with sales and totally rock your sales conversations and only be selling your programs or your products to totally ideal clients, that is absolutely possible.
Amen. I love that. And I was just saying before you hopped on that I was in sales prior, and I was literally like sweaty, so clammy, and when I was having a sales conversation, I almost quit coaching just because of the sales aspect. That's how much I hated it. But if I had done that, then I wouldn't be going on to be of service to so many women, and this ripple effect wouldn't be taking place, which would be such a shame. So sales is actually being of service, and it's such a beautiful thing, as Gina just so amazingly explained to all of you.
Definitely. So do people have questions about it, or what do we do next, Lexi?
Yeah, so we have like a couple of different, there's like 3 different screens going on here. So if anybody does have any questions, feel free to pop them into the chat box, and let me just reload it. Let's see, someone's saying, yes, if I don't believe I'm worth it, why would someone else? Totally, definitely. Let's see what else. Does anybody have a question for Gina while she's here with us right now about sales? Any questions?
Because the other thing I can share with you, I can pretty much confidently say I've done everything wrong in the process to learn how to create a really healthy relationship with sales. So if you're working on being perfect and getting it right, you are in the midst of someone who has done it every possible way that it could go wrong. I have had that experience, and now I'm on the other side of it. So I'm happy to shorten the learning curve for you.
Ooh, are you still black?
Uh-oh, hello? Let me see.
Hi, I hear you.
Yeah, I'm still here. Let me close a few windows and see if that's helping. I'm not sure what's going on.
That's okay. I seem to have disappeared too. That's hard.
I can see and hear you just fine.
Okay, all right. I'm going to pretend then everybody can see and hear me just fine. Okay, I'm back now. That's really bizarre. All right, so does anybody have any questions? I think it's because I'm trying to reload the chat box. And yeah, I'm getting the spin wheel up right now. Gina, can you still hear me?
Yep, totally. I can hear you and see you.
Awesome. Okay, so we're getting a bunch of questions coming in. All right. What can I do to change what can I do daily to change my sales mindset?
Sure, great question. So the first thing that you have to focus on is your vision and your why. Like, what really is motivating you? And whatever it is, don't make it wrong. I think that none of us get into the profession of coaching because we're all in it for the money, right? It's like, I always tell people, please give me a little more credit. If I was only in it for the money, I would have chosen a much different profession other than helping people transform their lives. So I think that any of us who have a healthy relationship with money and can really take a look at our desires and what's driving us. And different things have been a driving force for me along the way. So, at the beginning, I really desired to use the skills of coaching to help people better their life. That was my driving force. It was like what I was so angry about in not having clients was that I wasn't living my purpose. And then I got a bunch of clients because I worked on my sales mindset. And then later on, my driving force was getting myself to Italy in the summer. Like, I really wanted to experience a beautiful life and travel and shopping and margarita pizzas. And then the progression happened where I really desired to sell out my programs and have a much bigger impact in the world. So you got to know what your driving force is, and don't make it right or wrong. If it's to help someone with their life, if it's to sell out your programs, or to get to the Isle of Capri, you know, all of it counts and all of it matters. And then the next thing that you've got to do is really like imagine it to be true, like really envision yourself there. Like, and when you see a picture, because our mind thinks in pictures and you feel it emotionally, that's what's helping you magnetize it in. And the number one reason why more women do not manifest their desires or really have successful sales conversations is because they take themselves out of the game too quickly. Meaning like, oh my God, I'd love to work with this client, but she doesn't have the money. Or, oh my God, I'd love to have this client on the books, but she'd never want to work with me. Or what would I have to offer? So you've got to really put yourself in the game and realize there's something special and unique about you. Like, there are people out there that are going to hear the message from you that they're not going to hear it from me. They're not going to hear it from Lexi, but they're going to hear it from you in a way that they need to hear it. So your life matters, your voice matters. And so when you put that into your vision and you literally meditate on that every day. You're like, I see myself with my first ideal client, or I see myself with 5 clients, or see myself with 10 ideal clients. And what I did at the beginning when I didn't have any clients and I wanted 10 of them, I went and put in my calendar client number 1, client number 2. Like, it started to become more real. Like, when would I even be working with these people? So I think that seeing it and believing it, envisioning it, and not taking yourself out of the game, but putting yourself in it will really help a daily practice to increase your sales.
Yes, absolutely. I love that, because we always talk about the power of visualization, and then I also like to say like acting as if. And I think my neighbors probably think I'm insane, but on a regular basis, like, I will act as if something is happening. One of my desires is becoming a reality, and that involves like screaming, shouting, jumping up and down, like, oh my God, like, yes, yes. And like, I'm screaming, I'm so excited, I'm in that moment. So I'm preparing myself to just experience that desire becoming a reality. And I think that's been really powerful for me as well. Someone was just asking about, and I think you answered this in your last question too, but she said it's about self-worth for me. Did you doubt yourself at times, and how did you overcome this form of self-sabotage?
Sure. You know, one of the things that I think is so powerful and special about Lexi is that she didn't wait until she was 108 to like get her self-worth down. You know, like, she's like, you know what? Here I am. I'm going to go live a big life. I'm going to serve a lot of people. I'm going to rock out my business. I'm going to travel the world. And so I think that when you put yourself around other people who have decided and made the decision to claim their own confidence, that it kind of naturally gives you permission to do the same. You know, I think that for most of us, whatever family we came from, whatever we've been through, however our parents were raised, because that affects us too, you know, there's some form of self-doubt in all of us. Like, can we really do this, or do we have what it takes? And some of us make it more of a drama than it really needs to be, because I'll tell you this, confidence is really about a decision. And once you've made the decision that you deserve to be here, that you deserve to be a player in the world, it becomes so much less about you and what your life is meant for. And I think that that's something that Lexi just so beautifully models and is a role model for. And that's one of the reasons why her business is so successful and it's taken off so quickly.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And we have one last question, then we're going to close it off. But someone says, I like that sales can be natural and comfortable. what is the number one thing to practice getting there?
Being present with the person in front of you. And when you're not sitting there thinking about your own agenda, like how can I get them to sign up for my program? And when you're not thinking about, okay, what's the next question that I can ask them because I'm so nervous, so I'm totally in my head and I'm wondering what I need to say to sound smart next. You know, or if you're sitting there thinking about like, but how am I going to pay my rent if this person doesn't sign up? So all of those things distract us from being really present with the person in front of us. And when you learn how to be present with the person in front of you, combined with an abundance mindset, meaning you know that no matter what, someone's going to sign up with you, or a certain number of people are going to sign up with you, whether or not it's the person in front of you, that's really what the exploration is about. And if you are exploring from a place of total presence, it's going to be super clear. It's going to feel really good to both of you. No one's going to feel like you're pushing your agenda on anyone. And typically, I mean, more times than not, if the person's in front of you, it's because they're meant to work with you. So it just happens so much more easily. So learning how to be confident and comfortable in a very loving and abundant universe, plus being really present and knowing that the person in front of you can make the right decision for them. Your job is to be curious and facilitate the process and to ask the questions that will really get to the core of that person's desire. So it's really about being in service of the person who's in front of you.
Yes, I love that. The point before that was just all about how 5K coaches, they say no to certain clients, and newbies are just wanting to say yes no matter what, and like, you know, trying to force it when it might not be the best fit. And I think that that's so true. It's so important to understand that there are billions of people in this world. Your people are out there. There are more than enough clients for you, and to be open to all the various channels that they're going to come to you. And if it's not a fit, to be able to see that and just know that at the end of the day, you're being of most service to that person. And you don't have to be salesy or sleazy, because there's no need to force something in that situation. So amazing. Thank you for answering all those questions.
You're so welcome, my love. It's very inspiring to see what you got going on.
Thank you. Awesome. So everybody is anticipating this big surprise that you're about to announce. So ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
tell them all about it.
Yes. Well, I have been doing this work for 17 years. I know I don't look as old as I really am. And I have had this company for over 10 years. So over this amount of time, I have spoken to and talked to thousands and thousands of women from around the world, from over 100 countries. And one thing I know for sure is how to successfully and authentically complete a sales conversation. And a few years ago, some of my clients asked me, they're like, Gina, how come it seems like it doesn't matter to you if you're selling a $47 info product or a $100,000 private coaching program, or, you know, a $50,000 or $25,000 or anything in between? And I said, I don't know. And they said, well, we want to learn what that is. So my clients actually asked me to take a look at what my sales process was that just had become so natural to me. I wasn't even thinking about it. And it was really about like just recommending whatever program was right for someone. And I didn't have a thing if I said, well, I think you should buy the $100,000 program or the $100 program. So I created a program called How to Become a Sales Superstar, because I think that inside of us, like, we all want to be a superstar in our life. And a sales superstar is really about confidently having these authentic and successful sales conversations. So it was a $2,000 program that I successfully sold and created, and really went through step by step my psychology, my wealth consciousness, role playing on how to handle different kinds of conversations, how to overcome the money objections, because so many people really want to make a positive difference in their life. They want to sign up for your program, but they've got their money story going on. And so how to overcome the top 20 money objections that I've studied over the past decade or so. So I put it all into a really robust program that word on the street is that people who have gotten into this program said that it is literally life-changing. So I think the work that Lexi is doing in the world is totally life-changing. So I actually asked her if I could come and join you all today because I know what it is to be a brand new entrepreneur. And I want you to know I'm like rooting for you. I think it's super brave what you're doing, and I want to contribute to the good work that Lexi is doing in the world. So if you sign up for Lexi's program, I am going to, for free, gift you my Sales Superstar program. But it's only for the people who sign up for Lexi's program, and you got to sign up today because I'm a big believer in fast action takers, and those are the clients that I love to work with the best. So if you sign up for Lexi's program today, and Lexi will give you any of the qualifications for that, then you will get my Sales Superstar program for free. That when I originally taught the live class, it was a $2,000 value.
So amazing. And I have personally bought the Sales Superstar course, and I'm going to go into all the reasons why I love it so much, but that is literally such an incredible gift. It is life-changing. It is what got me over my fear of sales and actually had me start having so much fun on these calls. And I know like a lot of people are like writing in the comments like how, oh my God, like I shake and like I hate it. But I promise you, this course is absolutely genius and you're going to learn so much from it. And like Gina said, we both love go-getters, and those are the people who have the most success inside of every single program that I've created, and I'm sure with Gina too. And so this is for the go-getters. We really want to reward you for taking action and signing up tonight. So when you sign up before 11:59 p.m. Eastern time, you are going to get this amazing gift that Gina has offered. So thank you so much, Gina, for coming here, sharing your wisdom, and giving people this incredible surprise gift. I cannot tell you how much I love you and appreciate you.
Oh, it is my great pleasure and honor. And ladies, you are in such good hands with Lexi. I really couldn't recommend a coach more. What she has done in her own life and her business is nothing short of genius. So stay very close to her, and I highly recommend you work with her. All right, bye, ladies.
Thank you, Gina. Bye. All right, everybody. So as you can see, Gina has so much wisdom to offer, and like I said, I took her Sales Superstar course and it changed everything for me. And I think the biggest piece there was just really understanding what it was to be of service and not to be salesy or sleazy. And so when you are going to invest in the BizSpark, you're going to get access to this. And there are, just so you have the details, there's over 130 pages of notes, exercises, and scripts. There are 6 audio trainings, and they're 90 to 120-minute audios that include on-the-spot coaching, role plays, and strategies that are going to transform the way that you think about selling. And then there's another 6 hours of bonus audio trainings with Gina. So when you sign up for the BizSpark tonight, you're going to get $500 off the price for $2,000. Sales Superstar is worth $2,000 plus you're going to get 2 bonus live laser coaching calls with me and access to the orientation modules early. So there's so much goodness to be had here, and we still have another step to talk about. I want to tell you about the action steps to take, but how exciting is this? And I see all of your questions. Woohoo! Thank you, Gina. Yes, so exciting. I see all of your questions, and I promise I'm going to get to them at the end. I really just want to make sure that we are able to, hold on, I'm going to flip this screen around for those of you who've been staring at my computer. There we go. I want to make sure that we get to the 5th difference right now, but like you are getting everything you need right now to set yourself up for success. I was telling my biz besties about this offer that Gina was coming on to give you guys, and they were flipping out. They're like, are you serious? Like, I want Sales Superstar, like, in your program. Like, man, like these girls are so lucky. Like, they better be joining. And I was like, I know. So it's really, truly incredible. All right. So the action steps for step number 4 is to write down a list of your ideal clients' top 5 objections. You want to know what your people are going to be saying because you need to learn how to overcome them. Then you're going to create a script for overcoming these top objections. And then step 3, action step number 3, is to get on the phone with one of your biz besties and practice overcoming these objections with her, because practice makes perfect. All right. So again, Sales Superstar is going to help you do this even more. And there's a whole module inside of my program too, dedicated to sales. And it's just so amazing what's available for you when you can just find the joy in sales and understand how helpful it is to talk to people about your programs. So the 5th difference is that 5K coaches invest in their future and newbies think they can do it themselves. So as I previously mentioned, I conducted a survey with my people prior to creating the BizSpark. And while a lot of the info was really enlightening, some of it made me really frustrated and sad. Okay, someone wants to know, where can you get the program? So if you go, if you are at lexidangelo.com/webinar, you'll see the video, you'll see the chat box. If you scroll down, then you're gonna see a button that says enroll in the BizSpark now. So all you have to do is click that button, hit enroll, and then you will be good to go. I'm getting a 4-minute countdown for those of you who are on Periscope. It says it's going to shut down in 4 minutes. So let me keep going then. All right. So the reason that this survey results made me really sad is because out of nearly 100 of the women that completed the survey, 51% said that they had not made a single cent out of their business. And 40% said that they had gotten a couple of random sales here and there, but nothing that really amounted to much. 4% said that they made $2,500 to $4,500 a month. 4% said that they've hit their first 5K month, but they didn't hit this number consistently. And 1% said that they hit consistent 5K months. And then another 1% said that they've hit their first 10K month, but not consistently. So that was a whopping 91% of women who weren't able to make a desired consistent income doing what they loved, or I guess it was even more than that. And this was the crazy part. 90% of the women said that they wanted to make anywhere from $40K to $500,000 in their coaching business over the next year. However, 70% of those women said that they were only willing to invest less than $5K in their business over the next year. So the fact that people weren't okay with investing $5,000 to get at least an 8 times return was mind-boggling. And I really understand that it can be uncomfortable to invest a large amount of money into your business. I've been there so many times before. In fact, I very recently made a really large investment to be a part of Gina's millionaire program. And it was a lot of money. And it wasn't 100% like easy, swipe the card, carefree. It definitely wasn't, but I knew deep down that it was necessary to take me to the next level. And to be honest, I have yet to hear of a single successful coach who has not taken a leap of faith and invested a significant amount of money inside of their business. And I'm really so passionate about helping women create the life and business of their dreams. And that's why these results just made me so sad, because I don't want to watch incredibly talented women like you flail about and not achieve the success you desire. And I don't want you to look back 6 months, from now or 3 years from now and wish that you would have done something to get started in your business today. And I've shared this story before, but I recently spoke to a few women who wanted to either sign up to work with me one-on-one or in a group program of mine like 9 months ago to a year ago. So when we reconnected 9 months to a year later, this is recently, I was really excited to catch up with them and just see how things were going. And it really sucked to have these conversations because unfortunately, every single one of them said things like, actually, after I spoke to you last year, nothing happened and I've been in the same exact place since last year. Or like another person was like, I gave up. And I was like, what? What do you mean you gave up? And she was like, well, it was just really frustrating going at it alone. And I just got so overwhelmed. So I went back to my 9-to-5 business, but job, but I hate it. Like it's miserable. And I want to start my own business still, but I just don't know how. And my heart was just like break because Again, these were such intelligent women who had such important messages to share. But just because they didn't invest and get the proper support that they needed, they weren't helping anybody and they weren't helping themselves, that's for sure. And so here are the facts, the cold, hard facts. And some people, I know this is gonna like, you know, make you, some people it triggers people, but it's really important that you hear this. And the first fact is that, one, you are very intelligent and savvy. You could figure this out on your own eventually, but it's gonna take way longer and cause way more anxiety and cost way more money than if you invest right away, right now. Fact two, I do not know a single successful person who has not invested in themselves and joined a group program or hired a mentor to support them inside of their journey. Not a single one, not a single person. So by investing in yourself, it doesn't have to be my program, it can be another program, it can be anything, but by investing in yourselves, you are upping your chance of succeeding. And again, I know a lot of the times people are like, I don't have the money, I can't find the money. I've heard that story so many times and I've even caught myself saying it. But when you want something so badly, you create the money. I've seen women do incredibly powerful things and find the money when they really, really desire it. And the fact number three is that if you actually want to create a thriving business that you love, it's time to stop treating it like a hobby. Hashtag tough love, but it's true. If you wanted to become a doctor, would you just like load up on freebies and expect things to work out? Probably not. You would apply to med school and you would invest in your education and in the training. You would invest like thousands upon thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars to get this education and training. If you wanted to become a pro athlete, would you just practice in the park with your friends? No. You would join, you know, really elite teams. You would hire an elite coach to help you get the best results possible in the shortest amount of times. So why, if you want to become a top coach in the industry or just even a coach in the industry, wouldn't you invest in yourself and your success? Again, I'm not making this wrong if it's a hobby. If this is just something that you enjoy and you don't want to make it your passion and life's work, that's okay. But if you want this to be your passion-based business, if you want this to be your life's work, it's time to invest in yourself and it's time to start treating it as a business. Like, you know, I went to college and invested in that. Like I can't even compare it because there was so much money spent on my college education, whereas I've learned so much more from my own mentors and group coaching programs in the past year and a half that has helped me make like tens upon tens times my investment. Like it's crazy. And so I know that anything is possible for you when you shoot for the stars and you invest in yourself. And I just want you to be able to experience everything that I have, everything my clients have, and so much more, whatever it is that you desire. And that's why I've created the Biz Spark. I've seriously crafted this program with so much heart, so much soul, so much strategy, and every single detail of the program is organized to get you maximum results in the shortest amount of time. And so it's still open for enrollment right now, but the early bird price is going to be ending at 11:59 p.m. tonight. So that's in, let's see, that's in a little over 6 hours. And when you enroll by the end of tonight, you're going to receive $500 off the program. You're going to get those 2 bonus laser coaching calls with me, early access to the orientation module, and Gina DeVee's signature sales superstar program. And so those bonuses alone are worth far more than the investment. So it's just crazy what's available to you. And like I said earlier, there's a reason that people get such incredible results inside of something like a group program. It's intentional, it's strategic, it's long-term. People enroll in group programs because there's a certain promise that they offer. And when you invest in a program, you're extremely clear on the end result and how long it's going to take you to get there. I'm not just throwing a bunch of random information out at you. Like, I have done so much research and so much planning to make sure that there is a well thought out process to take you from step A to step Z and there's so much love and support along the way. And like, it's like not just like a one-time thing either. I'm there as coach, and there's an amazing community of women who are there for you over an extended period of time, journeying with you through the ups and downs in your business and supporting you every step of the way. There are so many surprises that I have for the women inside of the BizSpark, and I'm just so excited. Like, I was talking to my fiance Jake about it last night, and just like, this is my idea, and that's my idea, and this is what I'm executing, that's what I'm executing, and this is the surprise that I have waiting for them. And I'm just so excited to welcome them into the group. And like, I just have so much planned for you beyond what I'm telling you. And then the other surprise that I mentioned the other day is I'm offering a bonus call for women on how to create a month's worth of content in 20 minutes. This is something that I've been helping my private clients do for a while now. It's something that I was helping a couple of them do recently. They were just blown away, like, oh my God, how come I didn't know about this secret sooner? Every single woman is gonna get off that call with a month's worth of content. That in itself, again, is like pure gold, so worth it. But there's so many more surprises along the way. Me and my team have worked so hard to create this incredible experience. And so by joining the BizSpark today, you're gonna get all those bonuses, and you're going to, first of all, just experience an incredible energetic shift, because you're finally gonna be saying like, hell yeah, to your big dreams. And the women who have enrolled so far, have a few of them have reached out to me just being like, I felt something, like there's something that's changed, there's something that's shifted inside of me already. And it's just so cool, like what happens when you say yes to yourself. You're gonna stop spinning your wheels, and you're gonna eradicate overwhelm, because you're gonna know exactly what to focus on. There's gonna be zero vagueness. I'm gonna help you set up the essential systems and structures inside of your business so you're operating as efficiently and effectively as possible. You're gonna get access to a step-by-step strategy to create a unique and highly profitable business. You're gonna stop the crazy making and develop a 5-figure mindset that's gonna result in confidence and skyrocketing success like never before. You're gonna gain accountability like whoa. And finally, feel unparalleled support. You're gonna join a sisterhood of like-minded people who are going to become your business besties. And this is seriously priceless. My business besties are everything. You're gonna learn how to speak confidently about the value of your coaching package on your very first clarity call or discovery call or sales call, whatever you wanna call it. You're gonna uncover your unique message and get clear on your message. Uncover your unique magic and get clear on your message. You're gonna triple your effectiveness with my proven time warp method. And this is right from orientation. The orientation module is packed full of amazing stuff. You're gonna uncover the magic of a transformational coaching session, how you can create profound transformation in your clients' lives. You're gonna step into your authority and explode your visibility. You're gonna learn never shared before techniques for multiplying your social media reach so you appear in front of your ideal clients everywhere all the time and you're wowing them. Establish your cohesive brand that stands up for the marketplace. Authentically attract your ideal clients and gain serious momentum inside of your business. Package your existing knowledge into a signature program that your dream clients are dying to get their hands on. Learn how to turn no's into hell yes, sign me ups. Discover how to create an incredible impact and income, and have the support and mentorship of myself. I have created a multi-6-figure business, and I have gone on to just create such an amazing community of women, and I want to help you do the same. And not to mention, I have a 30-day guarantee that allows you to try the program for a whole month or more if you join now to see if it's right for you. So within 30 days of the BizSpark starting, if you don't feel like it's a fit, you can get a refund, no questions asked. I don't want to take your money. I want to make sure this is going to be an amazing experience for you. That's how freaking confident I am. This is absolutely going to blow your mind. And let's see. Okay, I can get in the comments and I will respond to them in a second. One of my clients, Megan Anthony, she said, I signed up and within a day I'd already made back all the money I spent on the program. And when I was done with her program, I was an entirely different person. She said, I came across a post by Lexi after having major coach overwhelm. I was in groups getting an inbox full of stuff along with a news feed full of advice and my head was spinning. I had been doing the online biz gig for a while now, but none of it felt super good. None of it aligned with me, but something about Lexi's way of keeping it real clicked with me. She posted about her group program and I instantly knew it had to be for me. It felt right. So I signed up, and within a day, I'd already made back all the money I spent on the program through clients contacting me in my old side gig. That was when I knew I was finally in the perfect place. When I started in the program, I was spinning my wheels, endlessly writing content for local businesses, trying to make a buck online and hating what I was doing. When I was done with her group program, I was an entirely different person. I had a gorgeous site that I loved. I was confident in what I was doing. I was showing up and being me in my biz, and I had a solid direction. My business is now flourishing. I have clients that send me lots of love, seeing their own strides in their business, and I'm making more now than I ever have. I've more than doubled my income. Lexi is a miracle worker, a solid soul, and a downright amazing human being and coach. I honestly could never say enough good things about her. So that is just one of the many clients that I've worked with who have incredible things to say about my group programs. You can check it all out at thebizspark.com. And the action step for this difference is to invest in yourself as soon as possible. Don't wait. If the Biz Spark feels like a great fit for you, I would love to have you. It would be my absolute joy to support you in your journey. If not, no problem. But think about who is going to help you really create an incredibly amazing life and business, and make sure you go after your dreams. Don't just keep looking at people out there who are making their dreams a reality, who are living your dream life, creating your dream business. Do it for yourself. Now's the time. There's no reason to wait. If I had waited, I would have been still spinning my wheels. And in all honesty, $2,000 is just a small investment when it comes to what the knowledge inside of this program is going to provide for you. You're going to learn how to get your first paying clients and beyond, 5K months, 10K months. And by just getting your first paying client, you're going to be covering the cost of this program. And because on average, clients are worth about $2,000 when you're first starting out. And so if you can just get one client using this course, you can pay for, the course itself. But I know that the knowledge inside of this, it's not just going to help you get one client. It's going to help you get many clients many times over. So it pays for itself. All you have to do is follow through. You just have to follow the steps that I've laid out for you. And I promise when you do the action steps and you're committing to your success, there's no way that you will not be able to experience success. So I am going to take a look through the comments and see what people have to say. My necklace is like choking me right now. Let's see. Let me scroll to the top. Actually, I'll go top to bottom. So if I don't have a website, I am not incorporated, I have no idea how to start this business thing, the Biz Spark can help. Hell yeah. So many of my clients come to me and they're like, don't have a website, don't have an ideal client, not sure what kind of coach I want to be, but I know that I want to create this business of mine. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but that's why I'm hiring you. So I actually have a whole section in the sales page that talks about who this is for. It's for anybody who is in the service-based industry, whether you are a health coach, a life coach, a spiritual coach, if you are a photographer, a web designer, whatever. As long as you're in a service-based industry, this is for you. Could it be helpful if you have products? Yes, but I would need to know more about your business. So this is for service-based entrepreneurs. And there is an emphasis on coaching because there's a module all about coaching, but it's all going to help you. I've had clients in all different categories before, so not to worry. I'm a marketer and designer, and I'm wondering if coaching will be for me. It could be. Let's talk about it. You can ask me another question, but I think that as a marketer or designer, there's like a lot of consulting that takes place, and coaching is like a natural skill to learn to really just set up that business even more powerfully. as a health coach, can I really put warning? I only work with people who are ready and open to investing in personal healing. Yeah, of course. Why not? Why wouldn't you be able to write that? I think that if that's a requirement for you, then absolutely. What's your hesitation on that? Let me post if ready, I'll post the BizSpark link in the comments for you guys. I'm trembling a bit. This might be for me. Scary ... maybe, or hell yes, just do this. That's so funny. Like, all the women who have signed up so far, like, they'll email me being like, I'm literally shaking right now. Like, oh my God, I feel like I just jumped off of a cliff, but it's like the best feeling. Like, I'm shaking. I don't know what to do. Like, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah, it's such an exciting feeling. Like, it's the best feeling knowing that you're investing in yourself. And like, here's the thing, unlike a lot of other coaching programs out there, just because you invest now doesn't mean that you can't get your money back if it doesn't feel good for you. Within 30 days of the program starting, if you're like, nah, this isn't for me, you get your money back. Like, I don't think anybody is going to ask for their money back, because that's why I'm offering this guarantee, because I'm so freaking confident. But there's nothing to lose. There's literally nothing to lose, and there's only something to gain. Anyone want to loan me the first month's payment for the course? Oh, Tara, you're so funny. Actually, as I wrote that, it sounds, hold on, what did someone say? Well, okay, thanks. I thought that it may seem straightforward, like, A, I'm stating the obvious, and B, I may seem like I'm only after the money. Actually, as I wrote that, it sounds silly. So you're referring to the comment about saying, like, only if you're ready and open to investing. No, that's it's going to be turning away the people who aren't ideal clients. So like right now, I would be willing to say, I only want to work with people who are ready and willing to invest in their dream life and their dream business. If you're not willing to invest, like, I don't want you there. If you don't think this is a priority, then like, our values are probably not aligned. Like, I am going to give you everything you need in order to succeed inside of your business. And if it's not a priority, well, then you probably shouldn't be in this program. It's just getting real. It's just getting real with people. Let's see. Hold on. I want to make sure that I'm not missing any. Yep. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any questions here. Oh, did I enter the BizSpark? Here, hold on. Ready? There's the website. If you click below, you can hit enroll in the BizSpark now. And again, you only have until midnight, 11:59 Eastern time. So that's less than 6 hours, or it's a little over 6 hours, barely. You guys aren't going to regret this. Like, there are so many incredible women right now who are inside of the program that, oh, just being around these ladies, it's going to be so powerful, not to mention all the trainings and all the action steps and all the surprises that I have for you. And Dazzle will be hanging out with us. So if you want to hang out with Dazzle even more, got to get in. Let's see. What are other people saying? Successful people ask for help. Yes. Do I receive Gina's program even though I have joined the BizSpark already? Yes, Vicky, you will join, or you will get it. Layla says, thank you for everything you're offering, Lexi and Gina. I can't wait to get started and get both programs. Amazing. Yay, awesome. Let's see. I want to make connections and network to reach more people and make more sales. How do I connect with others, especially influencers, before I really have a platform or have made a name for myself? I don't know what to say to them or how to go about it. It makes my stomach churn. I put it off. That's a great question. And obviously that's something that we're going to go way more deeper into detail inside of the program. But I think the biggest piece is to just start now. There's like no reason to wait. I know it's scary, but the more you push it off, the worse it's going to get. So you can connect with others now. Like there's no reason that you can't reach out to people without having a website. One of my clients, she did not have a website. She didn't even have like any social media presence. She was a health coach, and she had her first 5K month within 3 months of working together, or actually I think it was even less, because she was making connections in person, just putting herself out there. She didn't have any of the structures set up, but she went for it. Let's see. Is there a limit to the number of women you'll accept? Right now, there's no hard cap. It's really going to be all about what feels good. I want it to be big enough that people feel like there's a really amazing community and that there are a lot of great connections being made. And I also want it to feel small enough that it feels really intimate and that I can give everybody individualized attention as needed. Woohoo, I'm so freaking excited. Vicky, yes, Vicky is in the Biz Spark. She's one of the fabulous ladies inside of it. I'm so excited to have her. What does the price go up to? The price goes up to $2,500 tomorrow. There are also payment plans available. So if you click below the chat box, there is a button that says enroll in the Biz Spark now. When you click on that, it's going to take you to the options. And then it says the price increases to $2,500 on April 29th. And then the payment plan is going to, tonight it's or 3 payments of $825. It's going to increase to 3 payments of $997. So that's just something to be aware of. And like, why wouldn't you want the Sales Superstar course, the 2 extra bonus calls? Like there's so many goodies that you can get tonight. And it's so crazy too. Like I was talking to my marketing expert about this, and he was telling me, and I've said this before, but he was saying how often people will let the early bird go and sign up like during the regular price just because that's like human nature. And I just think that's so crazy. Like if you have that feeling, like those butterflies inside of your stomach, and like you just know this is meant for you, why would you wait? Like when you can be inside of the community, getting access to the materials. I just think that's silly, but that's just me. Let me look at the chat again. Hold on. It's loading. Do you think you'll offer this program more than once? I'm not sure yet, to be honest. I don't have plans to offer this program anytime soon. It wouldn't be for probably another year. And at that point, again, like that makes me so sad. Like why wait a year to get started when you can get started right now? I know that this seems like an investment, and I know it's scary. Like I cannot tell you how many times I've been in that situation. And as I continue to up level, the investments just get bigger and bigger and bigger, but more and more worth it. Like it's just, I'm so grateful for the investments that I've made, because my life has completely transformed from just taking those leaps of faith and believing in myself and knowing that, okay, like, yeah, I might be in debt for a short amount, or I might have like money owed to people or whatever, but I also know that I'm going to make this back, and that by not investing in myself, God, if I didn't invest in myself, I literally can't even imagine. Like it just blows my mind to think about like why people are sticking it out by themselves when there's help right here. And again, if not me, there's so many other programs where you can get the help, but get the help, because why would you do it like drive yourself crazy when people have the answers and people are going to give you the exact step by step of what you need to do. It's amazing. It's amazing. Anything else I can answer for you ladies? Oh, I'm so thirsty. Too bad I spilled all my water all over the ground over there. All right, anything else I can answer? Let me know if you do have any questions. If you do want to schedule a call to talk about it, then I would love to do that. So shoot me a message on Facebook, shoot me an email at Lexi@LexiD'Angelo.com. I want to make sure that this feels like a really good fit for you. Again, the early bird price does end tonight, and I've said this before, but I don't make exceptions on that. I am really firm with what I say. I just want to be really clear with that. I'm not going to be like, surprise, early birds extended, or program doors are open longer now. Like, that's not how I roll. My word is my word. And so this program is closing for early bird. Can we jump ahead in the modules? Nope, you can't. I don't think that that's a powerful way to do things. I think that when you have access to so much information, it's just overwhelm, and you're not following the sequential steps. Again, like, this is all so thoughtful. You will be able to, for example, like so the orientation module, it has like 12 different PDFs that are like a couple pages long each. Like, there's a ton of exercises and content within each module. You're going to have plenty to keep you busy. There's the modules that are released on pretty much a weekly basis. There are going to be 90-minute Q&A calls for every module. There are going to be 5 bonus calls with industry experts who are people on my team or people who I have hired. There are going to be some surprise calls. So you're getting more than one call a week. So you're getting like the modules, and then you're getting basically more than one call a week. Like, there is going to be so much support, not to mention the Facebook group, where there's going to be such an engaged community. There's going to be just so much availability to get support and information that you need. So it doesn't matter too, like, if you're just beginning, if you're more ahead inside of your business, like on the Q&A calls, you get to ask like whatever is coming up for you. It's live laser coaching. And what's so awesome about it is that it's on Zoom. And I love the Zoom platform because if you guys have ever done it before, it's kind of like the Brady Bunch. You can see everybody's faces like all at once, and it feels like you're hanging out together. And I just think that that's such a much more intimate way to do these calls. I am really all about community and deep connection. So I just like love feeling like I'm there with you guys rather than just being on a phone call and not being able to see people's faces. Like right now, I feel like I'm just talking to myself. I know you guys are here and I so appreciate you guys being here, but I want to see all of your faces and feel like we're actually hanging out. So there's another webinar to come. And I think what I'm going to do is make it on Zoom so I can see everybody's face. It's more fun. And then you can talk out loud and ask questions. So much more intimate. Ooh, I'm just looking at my email. I'm seeing some good things coming through. This is so exciting. Guys, for those of you who are joining, welcome. I'm so excited to have you. This is seriously so amazing. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, if you have any questions, if you want to join, if you just want to talk it out, let's do it. I don't usually do this, but I don't know, I just got a hit to do this. For those of you who are ready, like you have the money, you're ready to pay, you just want to make sure that this is a good fit and you want to pay by tonight and get the amazing bonuses, I will make myself available until 8 p.m. So you have the next 2 hours. If you want to hop on a call with me, reach out to me right now via email, Lexi@LexiD'Angelo.com, and let me know that you want to chat it out and we can talk about it. So let me know. I want this to feel so good for you. I want you to be like, oh my God, this is the most exciting thing ever. I'm about to completely blow my own mind. Because that's what this program is going to do. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? And our first bonus call is, I think it's next week. I think it's next Tuesday. We have our first bonus call next Tuesday for those of you who have signed up. So that's really exciting. That will be on the Zoom platform. So we'll all be hanging out, which is going to be awesome. If you choose the payment plan rather than paying all up front, do you still get all the bonuses as long as you purchase before 11:59 p.m. tonight? Yes. Even if you choose the payment plan, you will still get all of the bonuses. I don't discriminate. I totally get that people, you know, sometimes people prefer the payment plans, and that's totally cool with me. Anything else I can answer for you lovely, lovely peeps? Just going to check Facebook group. I'm getting like a ton of notifications. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to wait a couple more seconds, but again, feel free to shoot me an email and let me know if you have any questions or want to talk about this further. I am here for you. I want to make sure that it feels so damn good. And if anybody's on here right now, I know there were a couple of people who have joined the program, but you might have hopped off already. But if you are on here, why did you decide to join? What was it that really made you say, like, yup, I got to do this? Let's see if I can recognize anybody. Oh, I think she might have logged off already. But if you guys are here and you've just joined recently, what was it about the program that made you be like, I'm in, I know I have to do this, and how did you know to go for it? Because I know a few of the women on here actually originally were like, I don't have the money, I can't do it. And then they came up with it, they found a way, they knew in their heart that this was meant for them, and they went for it. So if anybody wants to share a little bit about that, that would be awesome. If not, I think maybe the two people who I'm thinking of might have popped off. I saw you guys earlier, but you might be gone now. And any other questions? Any other questions about the Biz Spark, about your business? Like, this is your time to get anything and everything answered. I'm like trying to get water out of this. All right, I'm gonna wait a couple more seconds and see if anything else is coming up for you guys. But if you go to thebizspark.com, you can find all of the amazing information about the program. You can see all these testimonials from people who have worked with me before, what they have to say. You can read more about the guarantee. You can read more about who this is for. I have a whole FAQ section that answers frequently asked questions for you. So feel free to check that out. And again, I'll put the link right in the chit chat box. But if there are no other questions, then I'm going to hop off. But be sure that you enroll by tonight and you will get all of the amazing goodies. So just to reiterate, $500 off. You're going to be able to get the bonus 2 90-minute laser coaching sessions with me. You're going to be able to get access to the orientation module early, and you're going to get Gina DeVee's signature sales superstar program that is worth $2,000 itself. So you would be cray to miss out on this and not join tonight. So last couple seconds, going to wait and see. But if not, I hope you all have an amazing night. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found this really helpful. Make sure you go back and you listen to it and you really pay attention to those action steps. And not just write them down, but actually go and implement them inside of your business. And if you found the 0 to First Client Masterclass really helpful, then I have no doubt that the BizSpark is going to absolutely blow you away, and you're going to achieve like results like you've never ever experienced before. So thank you guys again so much for being a part of this whole masterclass. It's been so much fun hanging out with all of you. I don't want the fun to end. I would love for you to join the BizSpark with the other women who have joined us. They're so incredible. It's such an amazing community of women already. And I would love for you to be one of the women inside of it. So let me know if I can answer any questions. Lexi at LexiD'Angelo.com. And I hope you all have an amazing evening. All right. Bye, everybody. Mwah.